Hi friends, we're back for our Spellbreak Tuesday. Hope you had a good weekend. I took a couple days off streaming here. I did a Splatoon 2 stream on Friday and an Animal Crossing stream Saturday evening, and then just relaxed a little bit on Sunday. So, hope you had a lovely weekend. There's things going on today. People in the Spellbreak community are a little riled up. We'll get into it. I'm not personally that riled up, but um, today was originally supposed to be the end of chapter 1 in a couple hours here, but as we all know, it got extended to March 24th. And it was a little bit of a question. I personally feel like, and I think I said this on stream, um, we can just go to it. Let's just get into it. um, so today on their, here, one sec, let me cut to it. So this is what the developers said last week about it being extended. So giving you more time to complete honor quests, and I think this is the important part, experience the chapter finale. So that at the time I read as most likely the Aegis Tower Power buff was gonna also stay till March 24th because that is the chapter finale. And but I would say it wasn't 100%. I think what they were probably trying to do here, communication wise or comms wise, is what I was about to say, but communication wise, is let people know that without necessarily spoiling what it was, because this is just a day after the content came out, and you can't presume that everybody who reads their Twitter has already had a chance to play the content that normally you'd have a whole week to play. So they didn't want to spoil what the surprise was. So I understand that. But I do think they could have probably been clearer here, or if someone in comments or on one of their other community streams or something in the past week could have been more clear once people fully had a chance to, experience the buff themselves, um, or had just heard about it from other people in the community, chatter, and whatnot. Um, let's see. Oh, that's I had forgotten to start Spellbreak here, so we'll do that. But I had Fortnite open from before, so tiniest bit of Fortnite content here in the channel. But so basically, the tower power is going to stick around until that March 24th date for sure. That was confirmed by Andy today on their stream. We did get this though. So there's a thread with Sir Dapper and Gordon Ryan, who I think is in charge of communications and marketing, said, because people were basically, Jesse Curly Handshake had tweeted last Tuesday that the Tower Power was going to be on for a week. Well, Wednesday is when they announced the extension. So either Jesse didn't know for sure that that was happening, or wasn't sure. Again, he didn't even remember that the Tower Power was a thing, Jesse. So people are upset that he said that and then nobody else said anything, except I think the tweet we just looked at pretty, maybe somewhat ambiguously, but does say like that it's that it's gonna be extended till the 24th. But anyways, people are then wondering like, well, can you just fix it or push an update or do something on the server side, since they're having trouble with some of their platform partners pushing out updates in a timely manner. And this tweet from Gordon Ryan basically makes it sound like it's not something they can just update. They would risk like actually breaking the game. So a little bit of a back and forth with other people online about it. Basically, game development is all kind of a balancing act, right? They have things that they're trying to do, then they have the reality of that takes development hours, and then you have to QA, quality assurance test it, and then you have to get it through your platform partner approval process. So it's like they could have people like, well, just we should speak up and demand that they get rid of it. And it's like, well, so in order to do that, they would have to probably pull developers that are trying to finish up and get chapter 2 released and through the QA and partner platform process. So you would risk delaying chapter 2 even more just to get an update out. And it's like, most likely, I think the conclusion of a lot of the community right now is, without any meta changes, without any new content or anything for the next couple weeks, a lot of them were going to be taking a break from the game anyways, and playing Valheim or Valorant or some other game for a couple weeks, and then come back once the chapter 2 launches, and just get excited about the chapter 2 news as it gets released over the next week. So I do think that the developers could have probably been clear about their about it not going away today. They just could have, sometime in the last week, I'm sure there's been questions on their Facebook or on their Twitter, and they just could have flat out said, yeah, it's staying until the 24th, and then set that expectation. I think part of the problem is because especially a lot of the competitive players who also overlap a lot with a lot of the streamers and content creators for the game, those people are all not fans of the buff. The buff isn't for them. The buff is for the more casual part of the player base, I think. And because we don't yet have a ranked mode or a competitive mode until chapter 2 launches, basically stuff like this that's in pub lobbies affects those competitive games in a negative way. And so those people are all upset. But what else here? I'm going over discussions I had on Twitter and some other places about it and trying to kind of paraphrase what's going on. So I do think that, like I said, development is a balancing act. I do think that they're trying to balance all those different variables and get the best possible outcome. It's not like you can just Thanos snap a finger and make things happen. It's work and a lot of work. Like just pulling that out of the game, if it's not, it sounds like they built this update into the client and didn't give themselves like a vanilla version of just the game without any content to revert to at the end of the chapter. So hopefully that's a lesson they learn for chapter 2 and in the future, to kind of give themselves a way. We do also know that they're kind of shifting a lot of things in the development of the game to be able to make bails and some other adjustments like that on the server side rather than being tied to clients so much. I don't know if stuff like this where it's like a quest, maybe long term that would be possible for them to update on the server side only, but for now I think that's pretty client tied. So it's just the unfortunate reality of them being a smaller developer and stuff. So I think they did, we can cut to this too. They did after today, this morning, kind of late morning. They did post an update on their Twitter. Haybreaker, seems that we didn't provide enough clarity around the Aegis Tower Buff's quest sticking around longer than initially planned. Sorry about that. Here's some more info to help clear things up. Thread. Some of you have enjoyed the power of the buffs and the intense gameplay it allows, and some of you have not. But it turns out that a lot of you on both sides of that opinion were surprised it's going to be around longer than 1 week, as it was initially supposed to be. As we communicated last week, Chapter 1 is extended through March 24th. The Aegis Tower Buff is the final quest in the chapter, so it is also extended until the end of the chapter by default. The two are inextricably linked. So it would break the game, basically, if they tried to take it out. So we didn't anticipate that the connection between the chapter extension and the quest extension wouldn't be inherently understood. So that's kind of going back to that, like, experience the finale thing in their original tweet. Definitely our mistake. So they're owning up to the mistake. We are, however, seeing all your feedback on the quest and will be using it while we plan Spellbreak's future activities. Hopefully this all makes a bit more sense to everyone. Thanks to all of you who brought it to our attention, and we'll do our best to get messages like this out to you all sooner in the future when there are big questions in the community. See you in the Hololands. So I think that's actually great communication on their part. You know, it's just unfortunate that it came after people were already upset. If that had come out yesterday, even when there was a lot of people in the community on Twitter and other places, like, wondering whether or not it was going to be, this is just another tab, so like, wondering whether or not it was going to stick around or not, like, had this come out then, I think the reaction by people would have been a lot different. But, you know, you live, you learn, you always try to do better. I don't, particularly after having lived with it for a week, I'll say that I don't love the buff. Especially, I think, I wish it wasn't in Clash, because I feel like it really unbalances things in Clash, because people can die and respawn. It just ends up that the people that get it just dominate. And maybe after, like, because Clash, unfortunately, there's not that much actual, like, teamwork or squad work on different sides. Sometimes there's too much. Sometimes there's like 9 people all slamming on one person. But I can, let me cut back to myself here. Because Clash doesn't, there's not that kind of teamwork going on all the time intentionally. Sometimes, you know, it's just a bunch of people pummeling on one person, but in general, there's not much like, oh, we should go after this person. It ends up that the people that have the buff just kind of wipe through everyone else over and over and over again, especially if they're running Scavenger or something, where they're replenishing shields constantly. Yeah, I don't know. I wish that it was going away today is what I'll say. I think it was fun. I think the kind of gameplay changing, like, almost silly, extreme nature of it would have been fun for a week, and then everyone would have been like, oh man, remember that? But instead it's gonna, because it's sticking around for another 2 weeks from today, or from tomorrow actually, I think. It's a little more like, yeah. Like, there's gonna be a lot of Spellbreak news in the next few days, but I don't know that there's gonna be, like, in the next few weeks actually, until Chapter 2 launches. There's gonna be a lot of news, and we're gonna get into that too. But I don't think that there's necessarily gonna be a ton of, like, I don't think a lot of people are going to want to be playing the game. A lot of people are already pretty sick of the buff. I'll include myself in that. I haven't played that much Battle Royale with it since our stream last week, so maybe I'll do some of that today. and kind of see how that plays out. I actually haven't played a ton of Spellbreak, and it's not really because of the buff. I've just been, you know, I knew that that we were gonna kind of be in this situation where there's no new content in the game, no meta change, just news. So kind of pacing myself on the game a little bit. Stepping back, I have been playing more Splatoon 2 that we played on stream on Friday. I've been having fun with that. Pretty good, getting pretty good at the like general like turf war mode. I tried some of the ranked mode in Splatoon 2 last night, and that didn't go so great. It's still learning curve there. Got to figure out all the different modes, and but it's interesting, yeah, for sure. It did get me excited for the ranked mode and some different, hopefully different game modes coming to Spellbreak soon. So, what else? What else? Let's go back to our other screen. I know I'm always dictating what I'm cutting to. Still getting used to that, so bear with me. Speaking of all the news that's coming, so there's a ton of Chapter 2 news coming out. So this is Jesse that we were talking about earlier. Back in simpler times yesterday. So him and Dan Ogles, who's the gameplay director for the game, and Jesse's the game design director, I believe. They're like two of the founding members of the development team. So they're going to be doing 3 leak streams. I think these are going to happen on the main Proletariat Twitch channel this week. So Wednesday, 2 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. UTC. They're going to be doing a stream, and then later that day, and I think this actually coincides. Oh no, because we're streaming Tuesday, Thursday this week here. So 5 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. UTC, then Seth, the CEO, is also going to be doing an office hour stream. There's usually some kind of leak on that too, although with a whole dedicated leak stream, who knows? And then again on Thursday, a little bit different time, 11 a.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. UTC, they're going to be doing a second leak stream. And then we'll discuss everything that goes on all 3 of those streams on our Thursday stream. And then there's going to be a third leak stream Friday afternoon. And I guess depending, I will obviously watch that Friday one, depending how big of news is on it. I might do a bonus Spellbreak stream, even if it's just like news focus, and to like chat and discuss later on Wednesday afternoon after that stream is over. But we'll see. I will definitely put updates on Twitter about that. And if you're not following me on Twitter, here's my username. There's a link in the description and on the channel about page too. I post updates about this stream. I retweet the news from developers and other things. I'm going to be putting some clips and other shorter content here as well. So definitely follow me on Twitter for updates on all of that and more. And real quick, well, also, since we're talking about stream schedules, here again is our stream schedule for this week. This is in the description for the video and the channel about page, and I'm trying to keep stuff updated there. You can also see or you just saw that it was also on the pinned tweet of my Twitter. So if you ever need to know what the schedule is, you can always check there too. But today's stream, obviously, and then Thursday at the same time, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2200 UTC. And then I'm going to be doing bonus and weekend streams. Some of those are going to be variety streams. You know, like I said, if there's big news out of that Friday Spellbreak developer leak stream, I might do a bonus Spellbreak stream on Friday too. But I probably will be playing more Splatoon 2. I have my Super Mario Galaxy playthrough I need to finish. A lot of the variety streams. Immortals Phoenix Rising, I really want to play that. I bought that on sale a couple weeks ago, so I want to try that out on the channel, I think, too. Let's go back here. So there's a lot of news from the developers Team Up Tuesday stream today, where they first confirmed that the Tower Power was sticking around. Andy did describe these as talent streams, so it's possible these are going to be going over the different talents. This is a lot of streams, though, for just that. In one of, I don't have it saved to show you here, but in one of Jesse's other tweets, or his response to this tweet maybe, he did clarify to someone, to Sir Dapper, I think, that we were talking about earlier, that they're not going to be talking about new game modes and what new game modes leagues applied to or anything like that this week. So there is that. But speaking, it should be here somewhere. There we go. Okay, so we didn't talk about this. We talked about some of the new talents last week, but we didn't talk about all of it. So Jesse, Dan Ogles, and Seth, the CEO, last Friday had a... I don't have it saved necessarily, but it was like a weird back and forth that kind of didn't make sense, but they tried to work in all these different words, and we knew that Wellspring here was one of the new talents. So all the capitalized words in their little exchange, we figured out were the different talents. So Timmy, who's an amazing part of the community and streams over on Twitch, put this all together, which is a list of all of them. So I thought I'd have this to give a little shout out to Timmy because he's great, and also just use it as our little list to kind of go through and discuss the different ones and kind of speculate, have a little fun on what they could all be. So inspired, I want to say that this is a mana buff. Like, I don't know what else it could be. If you're in chat or if you're watching this later, leave a comment and let me know on all these what you think. So a mana buff, similar to what happens with the Aegis Tower buff, maybe slightly toned down, because the Aegis Tower buff is pretty OP. But maybe it could be like that, where your mana bar goes into like a full U shape. But and then fellowship, this one is interesting. So I was trying to like look up the word fellowship. It's like togetherness. It can also mean companionship, and that one was interesting to me. What if you like summon some kind of magical elemental companion that I mean, that's a pretty common thing to happen in a lot of fantasy magic RPG games, to have a little like companion or like totem or something. I think that could be really interesting, like an elemental companion that maybe like did extra damage, or just something that would maybe like W key your opponent if it saw them, and just move towards them and try to attack them, or just would force your opponent to try to fight them off instead of fighting you off. And then I don't know what else that could be. Something like for squads, like the way that like Thirsty works with squads. maybe fellowship could be like if all of your squad is together, you would get some kind of buff when you're together. Or maybe like it could also be like if you're close to other breakers. Although I feel like that if they were going to do something like that, it would maybe warrant a different name. But I don't know. Maybe they were trying to be mysterious with the name here. Curious. I thought so. We know that they're taking out a bunch of talents, right? So I thought curious could maybe be either what is that called? I'm blinking on the name here. One sec. Could either be a replacement for something like a wolf's blood, maybe, like as a counter to invisibility, like maybe make invisibility make it slightly easier to see because you're like curious, so you, I don't know, can see them better because you're like, what is that? Oh, it's an invisible person. I don't know. That's this is where my mind goes. Or foresight is the other thing that I was thinking of. Maybe it could be a replacement for foresight since we know that they're taking quite a few talents out of the game. Okay, and then we have, so the athletic, there's a few that I was having a tough time kind of coming up with exactly what I thought they could be. And then I had an idea that what if you could have a talent? We also know they're moving around talents into different categories, right? So what if there's a talent in each category that you can choose to kind of give up a talent in that category to buff another talent category? So bear with me here. And maybe even I will pull up the game and we can look at the talent screen while we talk about this, because it is admittedly kind of an odd idea, but I thought it was kind of interesting, really. One sec, let me cut to the game. Okay, so what if you had like let's say athletic is a spirit talent, right? But what if the athletic talent lets you, so athletic means you like have a lot of muscle, you're agile. So maybe that you could choose to use like a spirit talent called athletic to maybe buff your body talent, whatever you chose there. So the only way that I could think of that they could make that work across everything would be, what if it gave you full scrolls off drop? And the other ones that are kind of similar to that in this list that I thought of are mystical, could maybe be a similar type of thing, but buff your spirit talent. And then intelligent could also be the same thing, but like as a buff to your mind talent. So I don't know. I thought that was a pretty interesting idea. I couldn't really come up with super solid ideas for what else those could be. Intelligent could maybe be a mana buff, or could maybe be like, I mean, max scrolls and everything would be too overpowered, but maybe it could be like you have one scroll in each category off drop, and then it leveled up with storm circles, but that also just seems very powerful. But let's keep going through the list though. So tough. The only thing that I can really think of tough being would be a shield buff. I guess it could also be a replacement for something like fortitude. So right now, fortitude gives you immunity to one source of damage, like full immunity, even if it's 100 plus hit point frost shot, you're immune to it, with a 60-second cooldown. So Maybe it's a replacement for that. Hardened, that's also on this list. It could be that as well. I think either of those could be a replacement for Fortitude or a shield kind of buff. Like maybe shield shards give you extra shields back. Yeah, mystical we talked about. Let's see. Intelligent we talked about. Maybe, I think I said this, but maybe not. Intelligent could maybe be also that mana buff that we talked about earlier. Gilded, I had a cool idea for this one. So the only thing that's gold in the game, other than like outfits, is legendary loot, right? So what if Gilded gave you a chance to find legendary gold loot in chests, like just in regular chests, rather than only for mana vault, similar to the way Finders Keepers works with potions and scrolls coming out of chests, like increases the chance of that happening. Well, and just makes it happen, because I think without Finders Keepers currently, you don't get any potions out of chests ever. And then Mystical was that spirit like buff that we talked about. I don't know what else that could be. It could be a bajillion different things. Let's see. Let's look up the definition of mystical. Relating to mystics or religious mysticism, inspiring a sense of spiritual mystery, awe, and fascination. So that doesn't really tell me much. But this other one does say involving or having the nature of an individual's direct subjective communion with God or an ultimate reality. I don't know. Maybe there have been people talking about possibly like Vital Stone being taken out of the game, like Seth, the CEO, and some other folks who work at Proletaria have kind of talked trash about Vital Stone. So maybe Mystical could be a replacement for Vital Stone. Vital Stones are an important part of the lore in the game, but they could also always, like, taking Vital Stone away as a talent could let them use that concept in some other interesting way inside of the game. And then the last one, Vampiric, I feel like most people that I've seen talking about this one kind of have a similar idea, which would be like some kind of health steal, or like, so basically you get a percentage of health back for damage that you do to your enemies. Possibly could be a replacement for recovery. It's interesting because it kind of like makes you have to, and I think Crash is the one that's talked about this in a couple of their videos, making you do something in order to get the advantage rather than just, you know, get a straight, very powerful passive ability, you know, even though recovery's been kind of nerfed and made less powerful in Chapter 1. But I thought that could be interesting. It definitely would encourage more active play, I feel like. A lot of these, it sounds like, looking at the list, a lot of them sound like they really are gonna kind of increase the tankiness of different builds, which is gonna increase the time to kill. You know, we've seen in the Tower Buff this week that who knows, but ooh, and then as we're sitting here talking, let's cut back to our browser. While we're sitting here chatting, Jesse Says it's finally time to talk about Chapter 2 talents. We're going to be doing 3 streams this week at varying times, 1 for each, body, mind, and spirit. First one tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern with Dan Ogles and me. So talents in Chapter 2. Just like some things here. And retweet. So if you're not following or you don't want to follow all the developers on Twitter, if you follow me on Twitter, if there's big news stuff like this, I'm almost always retweeting it. So easy way to save yourself some work is just follow me and let me do all the work of sifting through a bunch of tweets. But yeah, I think that's pretty cool. I don't think we're gonna get anything like, I don't see what else Vampiric could be other than that. So there's some interesting ones there that we don't totally know, right? Like mystical could be almost anything. If it's not my idea of scrolls build in other talent slots, but we should know. And we should actually get a pretty good idea tomorrow after that stream. So we'll have so much to discuss on Thursday. I mean, we already had quite a bit to discuss just today since we haven't chatted about Spellbreak in a few days, but is there anything else I had here? We've learned more about the Aegis Tower buff, kind of. People have figured out more about it. Like I said, I'm not particularly a big fan of it. I would have been perfectly happy with it going away today, but is what it is. I think, let me look at my list of little topics here to discuss. I think we did it all. I'm gonna go off camera for gameplay, but I'll still be here chatting. I haven't played a ton of Spellbreak, like I mentioned. Just kind of pacing myself with it. I played more Splatoon, like I said. You'll see here that I think last week on stream we got Tempest up to 20. Pretty sure we did. So I have Conduit, Toxic, and Stone all like one game away from being totally full. So we just spent 40 minutes chatting, but I think it's pretty reasonable to assume that I will becoming master of elements today by maxing all those out to 20 and unlocking all that content, or locking all those legendary emotes. So let's do that. And maybe rather than, we always start out in Clash, but maybe because we're so close to all these. Although I hesitate to do that because I've like barely played the game. Maybe I'll play one game as like a Tempest, just as like a warm-up. Since I've pretty much played like maybe a couple games of Spellbreak a day. And not anymore. Make sure I have chat pulled up. Also totally interested to know if you're watching live, let me know in chat, and if you're watching this later, let me know in the comments. What are your thoughts on the Aegis Tower buff? Do you like it? Do you wish it was only for the 1 week? do still have to finish the ice skating one. Is a daily quest from yesterday that I never finished. Yeah, actually playing Splatoon has been good as like something different, and you know, it's very casual for the most part, although the rank seems like it's much more competitive than what the just general turf war battles are in it. But because both this game and Fortnite is probably the only other game that I'm playing a lot of, since both of them are kind of at the end of their season. Fortnite, I think, ends a week from today is when they said the new chapter of Fortnite is going to start. But like, I just hit level 150 in Fortnite, so I don't, and I'm not playing that much anymore since I kind of like have done everything. I've even the like quests that it's given me are all repeats of other quests that I've already gotten and completed. So sure, we'll run you know what? I totally forgot about Aegis Towers, didn't I? I might really regret that decision. Because it just means I'm gonna be trying to... Maybe we'll run Wind Frosts until we find a fire or a good toxic. Oh, nobody grabbed that Aegis Tower. We'll go grab it. Sometimes I think that the players in Clash are a little more casual, and so maybe they don't... maybe they don't know about the buff or understand how it works. Oh, it is one of the quests, so you would think they would have heard about it from there, but you know, not everyone understands how things work all the time. Does feel more fair to, if I'm gonna pick up the buff, to not be running scavenger in Clash, because I feel like the times that I am facing off with people that have the buff and are running scavenger in Clash, it's like I'm like a fairly decent player. I usually describe myself as solidly mid-tier. Sometimes on stream that's questionable. I do feel like I play a lot worse on stream because I'm like distracted by trying to look at chat, distracted with stuff with the stream, trying to talk and sound interesting. I also just get nervous because I'm still pretty new to streaming. And I'm shy. So... I did also try out Brawlhalla, which was a suggestion from Nothing, who is a frequent viewer and person in chat. That was fun. I feel like it was a lot... It's sort of like a Smash Brothers like thing, where it's hero-based fighting, and then you have to kind of knock down people's health to the point where you can knock them, you know, off the map or whatever, off the different platforms you're fighting on. I had fun with it. Maybe we'll try streaming that. What I might end up doing... I might need to try this. So I just found out that I can So on YouTube, unlike Twitch, I can't just change the category of the video. I can only pick with like one game per video, and because I'm a smaller new streamer and don't have like a big audience, I kind of am reliant on the game category that I'm in to help show me in the stream to new viewers. So it'd be really hard for me to get viewers for a video without having that listed in the video, having it categorized correctly. Plus, I'm just like my own my own love of libraries and organization, etc., etc. Also, just my brain will not let me do that. But oh man, I have nothing here. Wait a minute. It's not ready for a fight yet, but so I am really, my frost shot is pretty rusty on my offhand anyways. Just in general, I don't have a ton of practice with the offhand frost anymore. I haven't really played it much since like prologue. But then on top of that, I've just played almost no frost the last few days. So like just constantly missing our shots by a little bit. Or there, where I was aiming at, I'm pretty sure nothing. Maybe we'll swap. Maybe we'll swap to this toxic. I do still need to finish a win toxic honor quest. But I've had fun playing Brawlhalla, that's what I was talking about before I got distracted. And it actually kind of inspired me to, I own Smash Brothers, but have never played much of it. So it did kind of inspire me to maybe give that another chance, because that could be something else fun to do on the channel. Losing people here. I think just kind of like generally reflecting on the backlash about the tower power stuff today. I do also think like some of it is just like I don't think maybe the more like hardcore competitive portion of the player base, I don't think they obviously didn't like the tower power buff, right? But I don't think they had fully processed that tweet because they didn't like it so much they just assumed that it would be gone. I do think though that some of those folks totally underestimate the size and interest of the more casual part of the player base. Like I don't think they understand that there's hundreds of people that just play Clash all the time in this game. And not hundreds. Hundreds is understating it. There are thousands of people that just play Clash in this game all the time and don't ever go in BR and don't care about being the most competitive player in the world. So there's always that too. But I think that because those competitive players dislike the tower power so much, I think maybe some of them Or like, well, there's no way they're gonna keep this around for 3 weeks. It has to be gone next week, right? But I think I said this earlier too. Like, I think the reality is that a lot of those same people, a lot of the streamers of the game, are kind of taking a break from it and playing something else for the next couple weeks, or playing just enough to get YouTube videos of it. Oh, I stopped. I was gonna say something similar or along those lines, not similar really, but what I might do, depending on what the news stuff is, next week, is I might do like a short Spellbreak stream, and then I have to test first that it works. But I think I can switch to another stream on the channel and move everybody over. But I have to try that out. So what I might do is do like a news, like hour kind of ish discussion, and maybe play a little bit of Spellbreak, and then play another game. Or the other option would be just I record a news video and post it to the channel, and sorry, try not to die here. And then just stream something else next week. Next week's stream schedule is gonna have to be a little bit different anyways. Thursday I have an appointment that I can't change, so I can't stream Thursday afternoon. So it's gonna have to switch things up with the schedule a little bit next week anyway, so just a heads up on that. It's not gonna change too much though. I probably will still do Tuesday. I feel like it's worked out well. My schedule was kind of clashing with Crashy's, and since there's not a huge number of people watching streamers for this game on YouTube, it's better if I don't go against don't line myself up right against Crashy. Since he obviously has a much bigger channel and following. I'm gonna take this person out. Not sure why that didn't do any damage though. Like, they touched my tornado. It should have gotten some damage. See, I actually think that the tower power buff, if it was spread across the board, like if everybody just got a massive, HP and shield boost, and it was even, I think it would actually be pretty interesting, because I do like the increased time to kill of it. I just don't like the unfairness of it. Something that I saw or heard other people talking about was, what if it, if when you got it, like removed your talents while you had it, or something else to kind of balance it out a little bit more, because it's just so, you know, massively overpowered. I do really like when I played quite a bit of Toxic to kind of get that up to right below where it was gonna max out at 20. And I do really like, it is usually how I run Toxic with Spring Step instead of Shadow Step, and just kind of bunny hop over people, and that's like in general, my play style. Though, which is why I'm so concerned about Spring Step getting nerfed in Chapter 2, but I guess we'll see. It's a pretty decent game, Hopefully we did a lot of wind toxic damage for that quest. But pretty good. I'm feeling pretty confident about my Tempest gameplay. Not with Frost, though. Obviously, the first part of that was pretty rough. Oh, I feel like those numbers are way too high. Like I've run Win and Toxic a lot and tried pretty hard to do as much damage that way as possible, and it's just not happening. But I think what I'm gonna do, I said this as maybe a half thought earlier and then changed my mind, but I think I'm gonna finish off these last few bits of conduit, toxic, and stone in Battle Royale, since I don't usually play those classes in Battle Royale. So, but the question is, do I do it in squads or do I do it? I guess I'll do it in squads. It's always kind of a balancing act. For me, anyways, playing squads, because I feel like well, it just depends, like, who you get as teammates. This bug. I hope this bug goes away in Chapter 2. So this should finish off our stone, which will be nice. It'll be nice too. It'll be nice, and then it's also kind of sad, because finishing off these elemental class mastery things is kind of like the last bit of content other than those honor quests that we have to do in the game. So in that way, it's kind of a bummer. Like, we're done with the game right now until Chapter 2. Other than just playing for fun. We should hit level 50 pretty soon too. Level 49, and I think I don't think that'll happen today, but we're getting close. Bouncing around. And then checking Twitter and not doing anything for a sec. One thing that's cool, so hopefully we get something like this in, I don't know that we're gonna get exactly as big of a thing as we did for or exactly this type of thing. But in Splatoon, something that's cool is you can pull up a Nintendo Switch online app on your phone. You can pull up the game, the tab for Splatoon in there, and you can see like all your stats and stuff. It would be cool if you'd be able to do that in this game with leagues and stuff in Chapter 2. I didn't see where they went. I guess we're not going for tower power? That seems like a mistake to me, but I guess it is what it is. That's the, we're going Dust Pool. Okay. Okay. Oh, that chest is inside the ground. That's interesting. Haven't seen that before. I guess I'll run Chrono. Meant to danger ping that, but I guess a regular ping will work too. Try to be quiet and sneak up on them here. Don't slam that. Ouch. That's our team. Where did the other... Did we pop their orbs? Grab that flight instead of Chrono. Also just gonna take this, even though it's kind of crappy. Crummy. Whatever. One sec here. Okay. Grab some pots. Try to heal up as we head over there. Sounds like they probably already took them out. There's another team coming. Dash. Still need a better stone, man. Guess I'll take lightning instead of comet fire. Since we're running weird builds anyway, it's weird for us. Or weird for me. Always talking in a royal we. It's a hard habit to break. I'm not necessarily trying to break it. Let's try to use it more appropriately, because sometimes I do mean we. Like us playing together. But sometimes I just misspeak. Where you at? Drink this puppy while we're just hanging out here. Ooh. That's not enough shields. It's okay. Yeah, swap out to Spring Step. Ooh, even better Spring Step. Why do we have all shields? I know how. What happened to our potions? Did I leave them somewhere? Or did I use them and not find more? I guess I'll swap for that. Uh-oh. Okay. This is why it's bad for you to run off. It's also why it's bad for me to be distracted and far away from them. They got back up, though. They survived. Looks like they took out this other person, too. Nice. A better stone. I'll swap for that. Swap back to that. $23 people left. Where are we going, though? So we're in Gritfield. Guess it depends on the zone. Oh. Always with the PB. Oh my gosh, they ran away. I was adjusting something on the computer. This has to be a bot though, right? Yeah, because everybody, or they like immediately disappeared. Whenever I play squads, I never get scrolls. Like, ever. I have one scroll right now. I need those, those possible talents I was talking about where you get the full scrolls. Except I would, end up running them all and then running them all and then just filling all my scrolls of no actual talents. That would be a bad build. Maybe that's a reason they wouldn't do what I what I thought as a possibility. Pop in zone just for the level up. Doing a bad job of keeping up with my team here. It's kind of a sleepy game for squads, though. Guess there was a lot of action on drop, but then it's just been nothing. Maybe I should... I forgot to do this today. Turn on some background music. Some Zelda and Chill by Mikkel and Game Chops. Link in the description. It's lo-fi, hip-hop versions of some of the Zelda music. That they then licensed from Nintendo and made their own versions that are streamable. Get ATP. Here. There it is. They're down here. Trying to hide. Within my boulders. Stop healing. Oh, that almost hit them in the air. That hit. Don't want to go too far here though, because I worry we're gonna go run into another team and then end up pinched. I do kind of want to thirst this person though. Always thirsty. Got him. It's mean. It's mean, but I do it. Ouch. So we are pinched here. Oh man, this is gonna get bad. Where's my down teammate? Still up. Maybe? Oh shoot, no. It's like maybe I can pick them up, but... Wish they could get in the house. Can I do a wall res? Nope. Come over here, come over here. Sadly, there's like no way I'm gonna get my teammate up here. I did a storm there. That sucks. Ooh, 5th place. Let's sit and watch the end game for fun. Oh, both my other teammate either self-killed or Storm got killed by Storm also. So, you know, great gameplay on all of our part. You know, holding this boulder forever. They're just really carefully considering where to place it and how to throw it. Let's also notice that, oh, that was close. He almost TP'd out of zone. I think almost all those folks have the Aegis Tower Buff. So it's basically required. To make it to endgame. So I think this is 2v1 based on, now it's probably 1v1 based on who's up and who's not. Yeah, that wasn't gonna happen. That was kind of silly of them to try even out in the open. Interesting. Stone Shaper 20. Let's go check out our legendary emote that we got there. Here's the other ones if you haven't seen them. So we should, we didn't look at the shop before it updates in a bit. This one is very like shark-like. I don't know that I totally get the I also don't know if I can say it. Mercurial? Mercurial. That is a word that I know, but I just not one that I say often. No, I just want to look at the, I do kind of like that. I don't like that as much. I feel like if you were a Stone Shaper, this backbling would be good. It's way better than that, what the actual Stone Shaper class backbling are. I feel like all of those class backblings, maybe they probably won't now because they're all getting taken away, but I feel like they're all kind of meh. They look like the design of the game in like the beta version, like that especially. That looks fine. The Tempest and the Conduit and the Fire look very beta-y to me. I didn't play the game beta, but I have seen quite a bit of quite a few YouTube videos and content and stuff about it. But anyways, we'll keep chugging along here. Stone Shaper 20. We should play probably like one toxic game, one conduit, and then we should have them all up to 20. I haven't played a conduit squad game in quite a while. Trying to adjust my camera here to see if I can pull my camera up and just check and see how performance of that on stream is. So we can try. So I adjusted some of the settings here. I still have the weird, awkward side view going on. Adjust my mic a little bit so I can look at chat and still have a good mic position. And then, yeah, it's still okay while I'm playing too. Although chat is very sleepy. That's okay. Warm up with our toxic spray. I use toxic offhand quite a bit. Don't really play a ton of toxic main though. Do have fun, like I said earlier though. Playing it with spring step and kind of bunny hopping over people and slapping toxic down on them. I think that's a funner, kind of bouncy, more active playstyle than just Shadow Step. You don't get the outbreak buff, but I don't know, that might, with all the changes coming in Chapter 2, that might not be long for this world anyways. I feel like we should probably go for the buff. Like, no one's gonna get this buff. Because there's nothing, no spots there. Whoever gets this one, that team could try to go down there and get that too. Maybe I'll just go for it? Doesn't look like anyone else is. But then I'm totally by myself. There's one there too. Oh man, they're gonna hot drop and then die if they don't get it. Throw some toxic, try to help as much as I can from far away. With no room, no equipment, no gear. Oh, they didn't get it. Oh, that's really rough then. Because then it's like, do we all try to team on this one person? But then they have massive health and none of us even have belts. Or offhands. Maybe they can snipe him down though. Oh, a green or a white belt. It's something. Light. Guess I should tag this for my teammate. A little bit of gardening. Oops, try not to kill my teammate. Shield shards. Like no gear at all almost here. steal this buff, though. Almost got him worn down. We can survive. Okay, cool. Our teammate got it. Trying garden for a little zone control here. I guess I guess I don't need to use my shield shard, more shield shards, because I only have one shield shard worth of shield still, and still no boots or amulet. We're doing great here on loot. No, stop fighting and let us, like, get some loot. I think that's the person that, like, has the... Oh no, this is the person that has the buff. Like the rest of us, struggling. Storm is here. How far are we going? Oh, not far. Not far, which is good. But I was hoping that I'd be able to loot a little bit, though. It's only one. Okay, that makes it, like, tolerable what we have. Really don't want this flight, though. But I also don't want... I also don't want feather fall. Where are we going? We're going up. Way up. Okay, there's better toxic. Now we're like, okay, loot-wise. Like, I don't want this room, but it's fine. We can make it work. We have to. Really taking... Oh, pots. I'm not gonna need those pots, though. So many feather falls. Stop. Oh. I didn't realize. Or maybe they swapped out. I think that was both the smalls before. Mediums. Where did your other teammate go? The storm is here, but we're not going too far. struggling on this mountain here. I'm surprised this mountain didn't get a redo the same way that, what is it? Sawtooth did, where they made it easier to climb up. I had a, I don't remember if that was on stream or not, but I had an end fight on that one. And just like fell off the side of the mountain into zone. And there's like no way I was getting out of that alive. I tried real hard, but thirst. Ooh. Fancy belt and a better toxic. Okay, should probably fight rather than loot and heal. Yep. He's just gonna run away. He's not even gonna try to save his teammates. Or their teammates. Uh-oh. Steam provided some good cover. Ooh. Yes, please. Legendary spring staff. Okay, I need like all the shields in the world though. Is there another batch of loot somewhere? Yes, there was, but there's no shields in it. So zone is gonna be up there. Really just wanted scrolls, since I didn't get money earlier. They were just going for it though. There's only 2 people left. That probably wasn't worth me waiting, but oh well. Where are they at, though? Maybe they're all hiding. Maze fight. It really is a maze fight. It's gonna be in here. It's one person, so the other person's out his own. Oh, they found him. Oh, and they shocked me. Winner. Nice. Not that I really did that much there. 4 assists, 54 damage. Oh my god. Thanks for the carry. I play baby games. They're just way hungrier than I am, though. Toxicologist level 20. Let's check it out. Mad scientist. It's fun. It looked like one of them just disappeared though, right? Maybe just be like a level of detail thing because we were zoomed out. Anyways, let's finish this up with a conduit game, and then we will complete our mastery of all the elements. Hydration is important. After these sweaty games. That actually wasn't that sweaty, but again, totally carried, barely did any damage. They didn't let me though. Yeah, I can't, other than for like a quest that I could only complete in Battle Royale, I couldn't tell you when the last time I played a Conduit VR game was by choice, not from a quest. Even from a quest, it doesn't happen very often. So we'll see how this goes. I do okay with Conduit in Clash. I just feel like the strategy is always really different in VR than it is in Clash. Playstyle is a lot different. Why are they going there though when there's a tower? Go for the tower. No? Well, I guess I'll go for the tower. And there's another person here. I might fight them for it. Whoever spams A first. Oh, they got it. They already got all their shields up though. Oh man, it's so hard fighting with no boots and no amulet though. Might die here. Well, there's that. Oh, my teammate killed themselves. Wait, though, did they? Oh, the other person brought them back up. Well, I'm not gonna watch this. I'm not gonna watch, after I'm perma-exiled, not gonna watch a full full fight, but is that enough? No, it literally gave me nothing. I don't even know that I've seen that before, because usually you get something, like even just dropping, you get something usually. That's sad. That's the first time I think I've ever gotten a 0 XP anything. Because I think if you do like 50 or something damage, you get something. Okay, let's try that again. Maybe I won't go for the buff this time. Because without a conduit with no amulet and no scrolls on drop, pretty rough. On a hot drop. It's been a while since I've attempted that. You just have no movement, no no movement, no mana. See where they want to go though. I'll go wherever my team goes. It seems like they're probably going for this one though. There's like 5 bubbles or portals around that one, so I don't know. See what happens, I guess. They definitely seem like they're going this way too. Actually, don't see anyone else though. So I guess I'll grab it. May as well. Oh, they're questing. Oh, now I feel bad, because they still need quests. Wait, are they fighting? Or are they just charging up their stone skin? I thought stone skin was auto-charged now. Maybe they're just voicing their frustrations at me grabbing the buff. I'm not sure why that other person landed so far away from us. It's like never a good idea. Nice. I mean, that was worth it. That was a worthwhile little jaunt for me. If our teammate dies, I might have a different opinion, but hey, why are they chronoing and then running away? Oh, come on. Oh, it's so low. Fighting here. That's weird. Their orb has a back bling. Is that a bell? Oh. I needed a bell. Vital stone. Their team is down. Take fire instead of toxic. My teammates here are loot goblins, just grabbing everything. There's a knowledge pot up here. Take that. Oops, totally didn't mean to do that. Just, you know, killing myself. Oh, I did it again. Stop. I'm since I don't always play that much Battle Royale, I sometimes get the sorcery button, and because I'm playing a lot of Fortnite lately too off stream, in Fortnite you use the shoulder buttons on the controller to swap between inventory slots, and in this game that uses your sorcery, so my brain is in Fortnite mode apparently. Finally a better belt. Like no shields, but where are we going? No, the zone is coming up here. Good use of their flash freeze there. Kind of just trying to kite people because I have the health that I can tank it. Oh, there's somebody behind me there too. I can see that. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Oh, I don't want to go down here. other teammate got exiled. I didn't see that. Sorry, ally. Just spam and pick up as many potions as I can here. Gotta go. Any more health in here? Nope. Let's use that for the rune charge. Repot. For healing while we walk. Potion's so bad here. I'm probably gonna go down. Shoot. They all have the buff. All 2 of the 3 of them anyways. A valiant effort. Well, we got 2nd place, at least. It's pretty decent for, like, not having a full team. And not really getting a reset off before that final fight, a full reset anyways. I don't think my teammate had the buff ever. And that is our last elemental class at 20. We did it. Hundreds and hundreds of hours of Spellbreak, and we did it. That one is really cool. That's it. I'm done with the game. Not really. Not really at all, but... couple more minutes till the shop resets. I think we'll hang out till then. And then probably call it a stream for today. I did really want this card. I think it looks cool. Or badge, sorry, not card. But I feel like $2, which is what 200 gold is a lot for a badge, especially when there's so many other ones that you just get for free. Like, I feel like maybe the badges should just be something they give away for free and not put in the shop, but because they've already put them in the shop, the ones that are in the shop are probably just gonna stay shop only, but maybe they should discount it to like 100 gold. I do feel like the shop is slightly overpriced for the most part. I feel like these $12 to like $15 things are, well, like for an outfit, especially like these better ones, I feel like that's a pretty decent price. But The Cloudbursts and Afterglows and back blings, I feel like are all kind of overpriced. Like if this was $5, 500 gold, I bet you more people would be willing to buy it. And like $8 for an artifact back bling. Can't talk. Seems a little overpriced. Afterglows are 1,200 gold? What? That's a lot. I mean, it does make the bundles look like better deals when you're saving $11 to buy the bundle, but like half of that is just the cost of that Afterglow. Does, though, you know, make you think again, like, what a good deal the chapter pass really is. 1,000 gold or $10 if you just paid for it outright. But also, like, that $25 spell slinger bundle for this chapter. That's exclusive, by the way. If you want that skin, you better buy it. But with that one, you get the same amount of gold you get when you normally just buy $25 worth of gold. And you get the chapter pass included. And you get an exclusive skin that's never going to be available again. That's actually a good deal. And then, you know, when you complete the chapter pass, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 outfits. I mean, if you were just going to buy those in the shop, I'd say one of those is maybe like an 800. This Stormbolt Mage, maybe? I don't know. He's kind of cool. I like his shoulder pad thing and the glowing eyes, but he's kind of one of the more basic ones. But you get all those plus a bunch of Afterglows, Cloudbursts, and everything else. Artifacts. It's a pretty good deal for $10. This should reset here in a sec now that we've been chatting. It's 402. 403 almost. I'll take away my camera here for a sec so we can... Forgot that was up. So... Exquisite Areas bundle. This has been in this shop a lot. It is really cool. I have not bought it. I've resisted. I love the eagle coming out of the armor piece in the front. And then these... So the smaller wings there, this back bling comes with it, these small wings, but the other wings are built into the outfit. I kind of wish that all the back blings and stuff had the option to be closer, because some back blings, I think it's because of all the capes and stuff, they don't have that. And the rest of these are all like feather fall kind of themed. Little feathers coming out. And the rest of these we've all seen. What is conniving? Oh, like evil conniving. Oh yeah, cue evil laughter. See, exactly. I didn't even read that when I said it. I wish that they repeated. Cause like I want to zoom in there. Oops. This one is cool too. I like the I like that shoulder pad. It looks kind of like a shield. Like that is asymmetrical. I feel like there's less of the kind of asymmetrical shoulder pad looks on the female skins. I guess this one has one. I'll say that, and then when I actually look at them, they'll all have them. Watch right. That one does have one, but it's very tiny. It's like a baby shoulder pad. I guess more of them do than what I realize, because, you know. Because, you know, like, almost all of them, including the skin that I've been running for the last week. This one just says double shoulder pads. I feel like minus the helmet, this is very, like, Lady Gaga level shoulder pads. Okay, they all have. Apparently, requirement to fight on the Hollow-Lands shoulders pads. Except this one. Anyway, it's a random discussion to have. So, moral of the story is 2 more weeks of add my little camera back here. And actually, probably really just go to this because we're wrapping things up. Thanks so much for hanging out. I hope you had fun. I did. We are working to create a happy little gaming community here that's fun, inclusive, supportive, non-toxic, pretty wholesome. I hope you'll join us. Hit that subscribe button and the bell button for notifications for when we go live. I'd also really appreciate it if you could hit that thumbs up button. It helps the YouTube algorithm know that you enjoyed the content, and it helps spread those rainbow and sunshine vibes to other folks. Let me pull up the stream schedule again here really quick, just as a reminder. I'm going to be watching all those developer talent leak streams on Tuesday and Thursday, and then we'll discuss them on our Thursday Spellbreak stream at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2200 UTC. And then we're also going to be doing some bonus and weekend variety streams, depending on, like we said earlier, depending on what gets announced in this Friday talent leak thing. If it's like something huge, and I feel like it warrants an emergency bonus Spellbreak stream or video or something, we'll do that. Otherwise, we'll just hold off and wait and discuss it next week. But yeah, the rest of the bonus and weekend variety streams tend to be more variety than just Spellbreak, obviously, hence the name. I play a lot of Nintendo Switch games or cross-platform games. Like I might sometime try out that Brawlhalla game. I think I'm going to be playing more Splatoon 2 on stream. Immortals Phoenix Rising. Let me know in the comments though if there's a game you'd like to see played on stream. And with all that being said, I hope you have a wonderful, magical day, and thanks so much again for hanging out, and we'll talk to you all soon. Okay? Bye.